If I want to download the project cost calculator, click on that little guy, and then that will go into my downloads folder just like it did, and I can open that up. That will prompt Excel. There we go. So when you first open the project cost calculator, it does use macros to kind of work its magic behind the scenes. So it's going to prompt you 2 times, and you want to enable twice. So enable first, enable macros, yes. And then it's going to ask us one more time to enable content. Okay? So we have this. Just save this to your desktop. I'm going to shrink it down for just a moment. Let's hop back into our project, and we'll go to our takeoff quantity report here, okay? So again, we have a specific format for the project cost calculator. It is available for the takeoff quantity report or for the item cost by type report. Okay, I don't have any items assemblies attached to this project, but you can see that that exists for that. So we're just going to export to the project cost calculator. Let me open that up so that you can see it. There we go. And then I'm just going to do a quick save as. I'll save it to my desktop so I can find it, and we'll just call this one training. Oops. And save that to my desktop. Okay. Shrink that guy down, or actually we close it. Let's hop back to the project cost calculator. And now we're just going to import that CSV. So that's why I saved it to my desktop, just so I could find it really quickly. Import my CSV. Let me make this a little bit bigger so y'all can see it. Import CSV. It's going to say, hey, do you want to import a new one? Yes, I sure do. It's going to say, okay, great. Where is it? It is my training CSV. And then it's going to populate. And this is pretty cool. So it's going to quickly give you all the data. So again, here's my CSI, my estimator, here are my plans, all my label group data. This is the name of my takeoff template, 12-inch tile. It has my quantity. I can say, you know what? I have a $3.50 per square foot price. I can add a 10% waste factor if I want to. I can mark it up. Say I want to mark it up an additional 15%. And you can see that runs across the total. So I can go and add these for anything that I want. And just kind of say, yep. And for my sink, we pay $50. I can add a waste factor if I want. Again, I can apply some markup specifically to that sink if I wanted to. And then I can go down here and say, okay, I want to do a 10% overhead and then an overall 15% profit margin. So we can see that we've actually working out to, let me make that a little bit bigger for a minute. We can actually pricing out our project in the project cost calculator is a beautiful thing. Some other things that we can do here. So I can go into this info tab and I can put my own information. So I can edit the info and I could put my name, I could put my company address. I can type in my own terms and conditions. I can add a footer text if I want to. I can upload my logo, so that will appear on this quote tab. I can even set the color, so it's going to come kind of the stat green, but you can set different background colors here if you want to. Okay? So once that is there, I can go back to my calculator. I can say update my quote. It's going to think for a minute. And now I have all of this information on this quote tab. So if you had uploaded your logo, it would appear here. This would be your company information that you inputted. You can click here to type any of your custom or information. You can add a description of work here. It brings down all of your work, so it's going to hide, the profit margin, waste, the kind of things that you do not want your customer to see. It will bring over the terms and conditions, and then you have some signature lines, and then you can export this as a PDF, so you actually have a hard copy that you can email or hand to your customer that they can sign off on. So you can actually take this to full quote, and then just kind of reuse this template as you want. I could import or reset this, import a CSV from my next project, and again kind of work through the same scenario. Adjust my unit cost, waste, markup, overhead. I can add tax if I needed to. You can add notes about this, which would just appear for you. It wouldn't transfer over into the quote. So some pretty cool functionality with the old project cost calculator here. Okay?